Hey, real quick before we actually get inside this video, I do want to go over these screenshots. So basically, Cetro just doesn't care at this point. We're back to OG Cetro, where the balancing team does not matter, bro. GG. Type Soul. It's gonna be interesting, man. But yeah, let's get right into this video. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video on Balboabtw. Instead of this video, I will be giving you guys more leaks and also talking about yesterday's video and kind of going over some stuff Cetro ended up saying inside the Discord today. If you guys end up enjoying the video, like, subscribe, join my Discord, do all that. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Alright, so the first thing that I do want to go over is what Cetro ended up saying today about basically my video. He said to go over some misconceptions real quick. Arancars have not been the target nerf. Every race has received some heavy nerfs. However, this made all the races fundamentally different. All races have been tweaked to be more proficient at a certain thing. Every race got hit hard. These changes were not done by the balancing team. They were done by me. Naturally, just like you, the testers were originally not happy. They still aren't. I've talked to multiple of them. They're still not happy with it. However, not only is it better for the game, they, including me, still want to play the race. I will not go into detail if the nerfs are true. The nerfs are true. He talked about it in my DMs. Those nerfs that I talked about yesterday were definitely true. But basically, this is what he's saying. You will see in the update log. And that's why he didn't tell you guys anything, because he was just trying to hide it all. For me, as you guys know, I try to give you guys the information right when I hear it. That's why I dropped the video yesterday instead of just waiting till release. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're trying to start drama or something. You know how many people are inside the battlegrounds right now practicing a Roncar, practicing using 3 moves and imagining that it's going to be the same on release? I dropped that video because I know myself I was practicing a Roncar just to hear that it got hard gutted, and I wouldn't want that for any other player to practice a Roncar for like 2-3 weeks. And then they load inside the game, and instead of having 3 abilities, they now have 1 ability. That is why I dropped, that's like the main reason why I dropped the video yesterday, is because me, myself, and I know a lot of other people were practicing a Roncar, and then they were going to load into the game, and that shit was going to be hard gutted. That being said, every other race was nerfed, as Cetro said. Quincy's were nerfed. I know like 1 change for it, but I don't know the whole change. That's why I haven't made a video on the Quincy changes yet. But I can tell you guys right now, as far as from what I heard from testers and basically what Cetro was saying inside the testing server, like just word of mouth, I don't know the changes 100%. But basically what I've heard is that Soul Reaper is the best, and then it's Quincy, and then it's a Roncar, and that's basically what everyone's been saying. As far as Fullbringer goes, I don't know for sure because they have a very small testing group for full, like just only Fullbringers, and that's all that they test. So nobody really knows as far as the power ceiling where Fullbringers lie. But I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, Soul Reapers are the best, and then it's Quincy's, and then a Roncars, and that's basically what every single tester has been saying. And then you guys can see here, yesterday's video also got the testers wiped. Basically, there's 52 testers, and most of those are content creators. I'm not gonna lie, there was a big issue within the testing like community for the game. I won't go over like exact details, but just know the game had a very big issue when it came to testers and testers leaking, testers sharing their account, testers just being genuinely not good. And then they were wiped. So that is one thing that you guys also, that's basically what my video did. But as far as the leaks that I did want to go over, you guys can see right here the new clan changes. So the first thing that I want to talk about is a very big one, and that's going to be Sozase. Sozase is going to be the new best clan between all of these. Between every single race, no matter what, Sozase is going to be the best one. Now, as you guys can see, it does say not finished. This description is a little bit old. The rest of these are all true, but Sozase did get changed a little bit, but it still has fundamentally the same like feature. When below 50% HP, when you take damage, you have a very low chance of adapting to the move or whatever. We'll show a cool Magaraga wheel spinning. So when you have Sozase, you get this. Like, you will have the Magaraga wheel on top of your head, and it will spin, right? Cool. This description, though, I believe they changed it. But just know Sozase will probably be the best clan throughout all the races, and it will just be insanely OP. But that being said, the other Soul Reaper races are also pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, Arancars by far have the worst races when it comes to all the things. We go to Urahara, consume HP or blood for a little speed boost in Ray Pack. Pretty cool. If you like are using keto or something and you don't really M1 with Soul Style to get Ray back, then this one could be good. Yamamoto, immune to burn damage. Now I imagine this one might be good for Hellverse because we already know it's Hellverse. It's probably going to be fire all over the place, but I wouldn't be 100% sure about that. But basically, Yamamoto, you're just immune to burn. Hyosube, you throw a wave of ink out of your hands. If landed on anyone, it censors half their name and their ray regen is reduced by 50%. I don't know if this gives you a whole move, but I think it does. I think if you have Hyosube, you get a ability called Nameless Wave, and you throw ink out of your hand. If it lands on anyone, it censors half their name. And if you guys don't know, basically this means like they can't use half their hotbar. That's how ink works, so I imagine it's working the same way. Their ray regen is reduced by 50%. Or this might be for the Shikai or whatever. Zaraki, killing intent. People you hit have a longer combat tag duration. You do more damage the longer you fight. The max percent is 5. So the longer you fight, the more damage you deal. And when you hit people, they're in combat for longer than a normal player. This one, Keto Perfection, the more Keto points you have, the slightly higher ray regen you have. That's actually pretty good as well. If you're a Keto player, this one will be pretty good for you, for Soul Reaper. Then we have this one, can briefly see the Rayatsu of everyone around you for 5 seconds. I mean, it's okay. If it was HP, then this would be crazy. But I don't think really seeing the Rayatsu of other people is really that beneficial. I did go over Arontars yesterday, but essentially they're not very good. The mythical one is when someone deals 150 damage to you, their heart starts to beat while their string turns slightly red. Their ray regen will be reduced and all healings will be halved. I mean, it's okay. The ray regen is the big thing. Most people don't heal really anyways when they're actually fighting. Start Connoisseur, your Sero sailings are increased. Rayatsu Detection, it's a move that you actually get and you can see where everyone is on the map. So basically it's just like a UAV type thing. It's okay. It's not that crazy. Then we have this one. If you don't have hero variant, then you'll just get plus 5 hero. If you have the hero variant, then you'll just get 2.5 defense. So it's pretty good. It's a universal buff. Like, this one's actually probably the best thing to do, like, unironically. Then we have this one. It does a toy animation. You gain, like, it's basically just like a Demon Slayer mark type thing. You get a speed boost and a damage boost. Pretty cool. And then we have Cypher. Bala gets a higher cooldown, but it now auto-tracks. Awesome. Once again, pretty good. The Quincy ones are kind of like the Soul Reaper ones, where they're just way better. The Arontar ones, I'm not gonna lie, they're all whatever. But the first Quincy one, Reishi Domination, or Dominance. When you run out of Rayatsu, you get a 10% Rayatsu pack, and it has a high cooldown. This one, it's whatever, right? But then we have Kurosaki. When below 50% Rayatsu, you gain a glowing blue aura, and it slightly buffs you. So I also don't know what the buffs are, but it does seem pretty good. When you're below 50 Rayatsu, that happens basically once a fight anyways. Then we have Do, 10% chance to tank 80% of incoming damage. Unless if you're getting a hit with a move that does a crazy amount of damage, and that's not that good. That's like whatever. We have Valkyrie, 50% defense penetration when below 50%. And 5% defense when below 50% Ray. This one's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, this one's crazy. Okay, so if you're going against someone that has 20% defense, this, when you're below 50% HP, they'll only have 10 defense, right? And then you also get 5% more defense when you're below 50% Ray. Kind of crazy. If you have the B clan, then you get burn immunity. It's basically the same as Yamamoto. Then we have this one. After 3 skills are used, you refresh one of the skills cooldown completely. Now, this one is a little interesting to me, because if we went over yesterday, the new partial essence resets your cooldown after you land 2 moves. So you're telling me Quincy's can basically have partial essence just by rolling a clan? That's a little crazy. Then we have Lavar. Death Perfection. Dying doesn't give anyone a health pack. The more combat tags you have on you, the more defense you have. Anti-gank. Doesn't work with party members. Essentially what this is saying is that the more people that are ganking you, the more defense you have. And when you die, you don't get a health pack. This one, inside Clan Wars, or any game mode where you are going to have people ganking you, is going to go insane. This one is literally the raid boss perfection Quincy clan. You have more defense when you're getting ganked, and dying doesn't give you a health patch. So if you're running with a group of 10 versus another group of 10, and those people hit you, you have way more defense, but when you die, you won't. That's kind of crazy. I can't lie. That one is kind of crazy. So as far as Soul Reapers go, Sozuze is probably going to be the best one. And then all of these other ones, it's probably going to be Hyosube. You throw out a wave of ink, it literally gives you an ability. Sounds kind of crazy. Ronkars, it's probably just Hero. I'm not going to lie. None of these other ones really sound that good. Maybe like this one, but yeah. And then as far as Twinsies go, Kurosaki seems pretty good. Valkyrie seems pretty good. This one seems pretty good. And this, like, the Twinsy clans are by far the strongest ones, I would say, in my opinion. But, like I do have to mention, every single race was touched very hard. It's not just Arontars. I know yesterday in some of my video, I made it seem like Arontars were the only ones that were getting crazy nerfed. Every single race was nerfed. But what I do want to mention is every single tester and Cetro were basically saying Soul Reaper is the new meta once again. If you are a player that is one of those players inside of the battlegrounds and you want to actually get good at something, Soul Reaper is going to be your best bet of what to practice, because with all the changes, the testers and Cetro himself were basically saying we're going back to a Soul Reaper meta where essentially we're going back to 2023 type Soul, where Rontars are the worst. They have barely any moves. Twinsies are the second best ones, where they're pretty good, but they're just not Soul Reaper level. And then Soul Reapers are ultimately the best ones. And then we'll have to see how Fullbringer relies within that meta. But it is going to go crazy, I'm not going to lie. We're back to 2023 type Soul, but it has Helvers and way more abilities. I don't know how people are going to like that. You guys can feel free to leave your own thoughts and opinions inside the comments down below. That's it for me. If you guys end up enjoying it, like, subscribe, do all that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.